Why is Dermastem Renewal Serum called the cutting edge of adult stem cell science?
What we wanted to do with Dermastem was to tap into all the cutting edge in terms of stem cell science and apply it to skin rejuvenation. Our starting point was to go in the lab and review, study many natural compounds, natural plants known to have a great effect on the skin through various mechanisms, increase in collagen formation, elastin formation, many different mechanisms. And our hypothesis was that probably many of those plants or compounds, their real effect is that it supports the natural renewal process of the skin, supports the role of stem cells in the skin, and as stem cells are supported, then they lead to the formation of elastins and collagen and other interesting aspects of the skin. So we essentially tested in the lab the effect of a lot of these natural compounds on skin stem cells. And of all of them, we found about 8 having a very specific effect in terms of supporting the proliferation of skin stem cells. We're talking about AFA, for example. The very AFA used to do stem enhance has a very interesting effect on the proliferation of skin stem cells. Aloe vera, fucoidan from a specific seaweed, old man's weed, and all of this blended with the cacao butter. There's a lot of 8 of them that forms essentially our stem cell complex. To this, we have added natural molecules called cytokines. Cyto means cells, kine means kinetics. These are compounds that support the natural renewal process of stem cells in the skin. So we produced these natural compounds, blended a very clear or proprietary blend of these cytokines, and added these to our stem cell complex so that the whole together supports the proliferation of stem cells in the skin and increases it by about 200%. So a very strong effect on skin rejuvenation. And all of the other plants that we tested that did not have an effect on skin stem cells, but we know that they have a good effect on the rejuvenation of the skin, we included them anyway. They're simply not part of that stem cell complex. So we have in Dermastem a lot of natural compounds having these rejuvenative properties on the skin. So we wanted to take all of this stem cell complex, all these plants, and include them into an all-natural skincare. That is also something that we wanted to achieve, and it's not a simple task. To understand what we did, it's important to understand how skincare products are made normally. Normally, skincares are all a blend of oil and water, water extract of various plants. So if you put oil and you put oil on water, obviously they do not blend together. So traditionally, labs of cosmetology will use emulsifiers to blend water and oil. It will allow to bring them together and do a nice lotion. The problem is that a lot of these chemical emulsifiers are very irritant to the skin because of their properties of being soluble both in water and lipids. So over time they have the property of drying your skin. We don't use any of those. Once you've done your emulsion, you need to protect it against bacterial growth. And that's the other main problem. A lot of these antimicrobial chemical compounds are very irritant to the skin, some of them even carcinogenic. We did not want to use any of these. So how we built Dermastem and developed Dermastem is by using developing a natural emulsifying system. We're using a derivative of olive oil. We're using Chilean soap nut, soy lecithin, all of this through a proprietary process that gives us a very stable emulsion. Once our emulsion is done, we need to protect it. And that was probably one of the biggest challenges. How can we have a strong antimicrobial effect in the product without using any chemicals? And our approach was to think that in the rainforest, where you have a lot of moisture, you have at times flowers that are blooming for weeks. These flowers are exposed to a lot of bacterial growth, fungal growth because of their environment, and yet they can be blooming for a number of weeks, not showing any trace of bacterial growth. So we chose some of them and studied them in the lab, made extract of them, and found that some of them have very significant antimicrobial properties. So we blended them together and then added a process called SunnyPure, which is the use of of sound waves that can inactivate bacteria. So just before bottling, we use this innovative process to essentially inactivate bacteria prior to bottling, so that we have a product that is both stable on its emulsion and have a very, very strong antibacterial properties, but it is absolutely 100% natural. So our aim with Dermastem, aside from being a natural product, was through its ingredients, was to restructure the skin, support the very basic structure of the skin so that it could retain more moisture, have more elasticity, and when we put these two together, more elasticity and more moisture, that means that you can reduce the appearance of wrinkles. So we took the product and put it to the test in the lab of cosmetology. And what we found actually was beyond what we originally expected. So after 28 days, we found that we have a 10% increase in elasticity, a 30% increase in moisture retention, and all of this leads to an average reduction in wrinkles and fine lines in 28 days up to 25%. So this product is actually working better than we expected. Being all natural, I know I have a small bias, but I do think that it's the best product out there in the marketplace.
So how do you use Dermastem? What we encourage is, of course, you wash your face, and while it's slightly moist, you apply Dermastem. If you use a toner, you wash your face, you put your toner on, and then while your face is still damp, then you tap Dermastem gently around the areas of your face and you smooth it in. If it actually starts drying before you can get it completely smoothed in, just moisten your fingers with a little bit of water and add it to that, and it will smooth in very easily. Dermastem is designed to be absorbed very quickly. It's all natural, and they absorb right into the skin very quickly, which you want because it's full of nutritional value. It's a true nutritional serum.